Okay, guys, so this is a bit of an introduction to the Micky and Woody podcast or Micky and Woody show. And first of all, I'll introduce who we've got on the screen. We've got Dave Ditchfield, who was kindly offered his services to do any of our artistic work and brand design and produce the show. So Dave's going to be a big part of the show behind the scenes, and hopefully we'll get him on the podcast for a few weeks, and we can chat rugby league. He doesn't know much about it because he's a Warrington fan. It's always your year, Dave.
Well,
and then we've got obviously the legendary Micky Iam, over 500 career appearances, and you know a fair bit about rugby, would you say, Mick?
Yeah, I'd like to think so. I know a little bit. Yeah, we've had between us, we've not done too bad. So it'd be nice to share some stories and get special guests on and have a good chat. And like we said, make it like a real relaxed show, and not just talk about rugby, talk about life and other things. So obviously we'll go through that as in this little tester today.
So Dave, do you want to lead us on and get me and Micky talking, and we can talk about what we're going to be doing throughout the year?
Yeah, first of all, the most undersold introduction ever. To say that I've done a little bit, I've done it all. We've had no participation other than making a phone call. Ditch, can you just do this for me? Yeah, of course I can. No, but it's great. I've worked with you both before, obviously, on testimonials and working at Warrington, so it was absolutely a pleasure to be asked. Just a little bit odd that in unprecedented times, which is the most overused words that we've got at the moment, there's no sport available. Why on earth start a sports podcast now? Why you two? So what's led us here? What started that phone call to say, can I get this running?
Well, I think that just sums me up, doesn't it, really, Micky?
Yeah, definitely.
I'm always thinking of these ideas. My brain's always cogging over, and but no, I think one of the main reasons is me and Micky have built a friendship over many years, and we've done quite a few things together, and we've done a few things over, into the public eye, into the rugby community, and we've had positive feedback. And during the lockdown, we've done a few things for rugby leaguers, and again, the feedback was really good, and people inboxing the messages, and a few people were saying, you and Micky need to get back together and do something. So I just thought, what, why not do a podcast? I was part of the Giant Woody show last year with Rugby AM.
I went down well.
That didn't continue. Yeah, it was a good podcast. It didn't continue, so through one thing and another, and I thought, what, I really enjoyed doing the podcast, and the time commitment for this is a lot better for me. I've changed my circumstances in working and stuff, so I thought, what, it'd be a good chance to start something and do something with Micky again.
I think the good thing, Micky, was that when you was free and you didn't have to put any money involved in this, it was a straightforward yes from you, wasn't it?
Well, obviously, yeah. As soon as you said the word free, it was a no-brainer, Dave. When Woody said I need to fork out a few grand, it was like, I'm not sure about this, Paul, to be honest. I'm not sure if I've got time, but I've made a bit of time now. But no, just echoing what Woody said. I asked him to come on, because I'm doing some like stay-at-home sessions for RL Cares, like free hit sessions for a lot of people who are stuck indoors and they've not trained or whatever. So I just we keep seeing. He just said, "Do you want to get somebody like have a bit of like a joint session with somebody, just like make it a little bit different?" So obviously, I just thought to Woody, again, close friend of Woody. We've done things before a lot together, and so I said, "Let's do it," and we did it. And again, so Woody myself and Woody got loads of good feedback saying you two, you kind of bounce off each other and stuff. So it just can obviously. As soon as we got that feedback, it got Woody's brain thinking like, he's like, I can hear it from Ashley in Allway and Wigan ticking. I can hear it through them headphones now ticking. So I knew what it was like, and when he mentioned it, and I said like, I had a joke to a few people the other day. I said, I spoke to Woody. I said, be keen for this, Woody. I think it'd be something good. And then next minute I see Micky and Woody slogan all across Instagram, ready to go.
That was in the space of 7 days as well. I think the turnaround, you know.
Oh yeah, so I thought, right, well, we must be doing it then, yeah. So no, it's again just something a bit different. I think. Like I said, there's not a lot of sport on at the moment, and if we could get a couple of potentially moving forward in the next few weeks, a couple of it, it's just on here to start. And hopefully people will have a listen to it, and it might pass an hour or two when people are stuck at home. But moving forward, it might be something that they could really take off and and move on. There's no harm in trying it anyway. So
and I think there's now enough characters in the game that you'll be able to bring on. I think probably 10 years or so that the game got very, very tired, and there wasn't so many personalities with what's on social network now. You see more personalities come out. So let's go back to you two. Where did you first meet? How long have you known each other? Obviously, you gel really well. Your family's known each other. I've seen you together, and with the sessions that you did recently, you get the boys involved. So how far does this relationship go back?
Yeah. Well, to start with, me and Micky are similar age, so we played a lot against each other when Micky come through to the St Helens team, and I was coming into the Warrington team. So I got used to running over him a few times, and just making him my little apprentice, my little spot player. Yeah, that's it. And but no, we first became acquainted and become close mates when we went on tour in 2006 for the GB Lions squad. So we went over to Australia, and it's one of them things when you're involved in a GB squad, like the local lads, the Lancashire lads. So there was Wigan, and Micky from Lee, and then a couple of Warrington boys in there, Lee Breers, Martin Gleeson, Gazot, Terry Newton, and we all sort of just hung around together. And me, Micky, Benny Westwood, and Gaz spent a lot of time together. And then moving on a couple of years, me and Micky played together at Warrington and just become good friends, really. And it's probably opposites attract with me and Micky in some respects, because he's really laid back, and he can just let things go, and I'm just like a dog with a bone sometimes, and it's good to have that balance, and just get a different perspective on things. But yeah, we've built a good friendship, and we've had a business together, a gym business together. Micky's godparent and his wife's godparent to my kids, so we are close friends, and we do have a good relationship, and some banter, and I don't think we've ever fell out, really, have we, Micky? We've had some disagreements, but I don't think we've ever fell out since we've known each other, so it's a good friendship that we've got.
Yeah. Obviously, we kind of, like he said, he said it all there, Paul. Again, sometimes I think some people, you just kind of you just hit it off straight away, don't you? Like I said, I've played against Paul for years, but never really been in his company and stuff. And like so, we spent obviously when you're on tour with like rugby teams and stuff, you're in each other's pockets a lot, and you're spending every minute of every day with them. So we kind of we spent a lot of time together. There was like a small bunch of us, and it kind of just went from there. Then kept in touch, and said obviously then I moved to Warrington and become really close friends then. So it's kind of nice little love story, really, Paul, isn't it? Yeah, again, we've had a few things together. We've done things, and we've ended up going different ways and stuff, but we never always remain close friends, which I think's, I've always said to Woody, that's most important than anything. If a business doesn't work, as long as you keep your friendship, which we have, I think it just shows like what good mates we are. So, and you say when you finish playing rugby and stuff, and when I moved from Warrington and Paul did, we didn't see us half as much as each other. But I think when you don't see somebody, you speak to them, and it's as though like you've never been away. That just shows like what kind of good friends you are, and I think that's what we've got. That it's a real special bond. So yeah. He's a cracking lad. Like I say, I think I'm sometimes a calming influence on him. And his personality sometimes gives me a kick up the backside that I need sometimes to get things going. So it kind of works well.
Yeah, I think my most enjoyable time with Micky, though, is when I went Leeds Centurions and he was still playing, and I've become part of the coaching staff. So then I couldn't tell him what to do. You know, I used to, you know, he was my little puppet. Then he had to listen to me. But no, just going back to like what Micky said. You know, we've done things in the past away from rugby, set businesses up and one thing and another. You know, like we set a gym up, which, you know, he's still going to this day. Micky's still got it. You know, my passion run out for the health and fitness side. So, you know, I stepped away from that. But we always, you know, I wanted a completely different lifestyle in terms of me working, my job and everything else. I wanted to go into something completely different. But we've always gravitated back to each other, which I think is good and, you know, a sign of a good friendship.
Yeah, I think you bounce off each other. You always have done, even in the early days when I first met you both. I mean, I was fortunate enough to be Micky's chairman for his testimonial and going round his friendship group and seeing those people who did. There's an allure about him around Lee, St. Helens, Warrington. He's one of those likeable little fellas, whereas you're a bit of a rough edge, but you've now gone into a bit of corporate at Warrington now, so you've gone a little bit to the other side. You got with your suit and your Wigan accent that goes a little bit slighter with your telephone voice. So let's just see where you've gone, and we'll come back to the podcast in a sec. Where are you currently working? So, what are you working for someone? Micky, are you still playing? Don't know if you're retired. Where are you both up to currently?
You go first, Paul?
Yeah, personally myself, like I say, I mean, I was doing the S&C at Lee, so I was part of the coaching staff there. Did 3 years there. You know, I enjoyed my time doing it, but it wasn't particularly the sporting environment and the health and fitness environment. You know, again, being involved with Micky, we had our own gym for about 5 years. But I completely wanted a change. So now I'm working in the construction industry. I've actually been out on the tools. I've learned a couple of trades and how that works. And eventually I've just sort of gravitated more to the sales side. You know, it just I don't know. People just say I can talk underwater. You know, I'm good with my mouth. But yeah, I'm doing the sales side now. So I'm working in the construction industry. Again, it's completely different from what I'm used to, but it's what I need. You know, I've spent a lot of time in sport, a lot of time in rugby. I know I just keep my finger dipped in it. Is like you say, I work corporate at the Warrington matches. You know, I was doing things at Rugby AM. So that was just enough rugby league for me. And I also help out at a local amateur club at the minute. So I'm coaching Ashton Burrs. And it's nice and relaxed, and I like that feel. So yeah, that's where I'm at the minute.
Yeah, Dave, I've just I finally hung up the boots end of last season. You know, the legs and the body was finally, you know, it finally said, listen, enough's enough. It was still in there, but obviously when it can't transfer as quick down to your legs and that, you know, it's frustrating. Especially as you'll admit it, Paul, innit? When you can't do what you used to do, I think it's frustrating when you've done it for so long and you pride yourself on, you know, doing well. So yeah, it was time to call on that. So I've got they offered me a job and I've moved into the coaching side at Lee. So I'm on the strength and conditioning there at Lee now. Just in the process of trying to get my quals boxed off there. I've still got the gym. Obviously, Woody left the gym. I kind of took it on myself now. So that's going all right. Obviously, just tough times at the moment. We've had to shut it down, which is you know, bitterly disappointing because loads of people are kind of the chomp at the bit to get back. I've been doing a bit on social media, putting some live classes on to keep them going and ticking over. So yeah, I'm kind of straight in the deep end on the coaching side at Lee, you know, straight out the playing side and in full time on the coaching there and plus the gym. So it's, yeah, them two things are keeping me really busy. And again, I've always enjoyed the training, the physical side of sport and rugby. You know, obviously playing's always the best day of the week, but I have enjoyed the training side, and it's nice to, you know, give it a bit back and on the other side. But it's a difficult transition, to be honest. I have found it tough when you kind of like your work's done, say in a session, all the lads are training and they're together and with the ball in their hand doing the game stuff, and then come game day, it's difficult to just take that step back.
Obviously, you tried retired before, and you found that difficult.
Yeah, I retired a couple of times before and ended up coming back, but no, this time's for good now. Unless I was saying the other week though, I said unless if the rugby season ends up having to try and cram it in now 3 games a week. I said to Dusty, listen, John, I can play Wednesday nights for you, pal, if you need an extra night. But no, I was only joking. But yeah, it's keeping me busy. It's difficult, isn't it? You'll vouch for it, Woody. Kind of when you go to coaching staff, you're having to start back on bottom rung of the ladder and work your way back up like you did as a player. It's and I tell you, you don't realise how privileged you've got it as a player. You know, your hours, your time, and your free time. When you're a coach, you've got to plan and review after, and you know you constantly you're almost never switching off. It's a difficult transition, but I say it's something I'm still involved in a team environment. I'm enjoying it.
I think for me, Micky, as well, though, just touching on what you're saying, it is a difficult transition when you retire. I haven't spoke to any rugby league player who's particularly, and you know, I won't say enjoy, but you know, has not found it tough. You know, going from one extreme in rugby league, being involved in it for a long time, and then you know, sort of just smoothly transitioning to something. For me personally, this is where the podcast helps. You know, and the work that I've done in the past. When I was playing rugby, I couldn't wait to come away from it. When I was ready to retire, I wanted to make a clean break, just go and watch rugby games with my son. But the longer you're out of it, you sort of still want to keep your toe dipped in the water, so to speak. So this podcast just keeps us in touch with, you know, with friends who we've made over the past. Keeps us, you know, it gives us something to do because Micky's played the game for 20 years. You know, I was involved in the game professionally for 20 years. So it gives us a chance to, you know, we don't want to sort of just die with what we've got inside of us. So it gives us an opportunity to sort of give something back, and hopefully people will enjoy the show from that.
We just need to make sure there's no earthquakes. What's going on with your phone there?
Oh,
is it windy?
There's a lorry. No, there's a lorry in the street, and I keep trying to tell it bugger off.
Okay, so you mentioned there the podcast. So let's get back to this now. So obviously the idea came from one left field edge. We've got it up and running. This is our first trial in the space of 10 days or so. So fair play to you getting it up and running. So what do you want to achieve from this? Obviously, you don't want to just stand in front of a camera and just waffle a lot. I think what Micky was saying before, you know, bringing different characters in. I think there's a space for it at the moment. So what do you want personally out of it? First you, Micky, if you just, what you want out of this podcast?
Well, I was speaking to Woody a couple of days ago, and we just said it. We just want something, not, I won't say maybe different, but like just, you know, something that's really like, I don't know, easy listening, enjoyable, not just solely focusing on, right, we've got 8 fixtures this week, who think's going to win this? Who's your your predictions for round 15 of the games? You know, we want kind of like just delve into like what lads, you know, whether you even get girls on or anything, or we even talked about like different sports as well. You know, just a different angle from another walk of life in sport, because it's, you know, it's interesting as sports people to see, you know, how other people do it, whether it's an individual, like say a boxer who's got to like, so got to be mentally strong because he's on his own. We're lucky that you have 24 of your best mates every day. So just kind of like a relaxed feel and just a bit about people. And as you know, Dave, Woodley, that, you know, a lot of sports people, certainly rugby lads, have got some really cracking stories on other people and players and incidents that happen. Some you can, so hopefully most we can err on. There's 1 or 2 we might have to just keep under wraps. But yeah, just a real relaxed feel, kind of bounce off each other, you know, like, because probably a lot of people who will interview will know them anyway, and they're probably pretty similar to us, that we can have a laugh and kind of end up, just a bit of Micky, like even taking the mick as well, and, you know, which I think people kind of, especially rugby lads, they're in for that anyway. They know they're going to have a bit of Micky took out of them. So yeah, just a real relaxed atmosphere, talk about anything, and, you know, even a few F's and Jeffs and a few swear words might come out on as well, which, you know, I think that's, when you're working with lads all day, you don't realise how many swear words come out. So we'll probably might have to curb it a little bit. But yeah, just probably a little bit of gist. What do you want to kind of just elaborate on that a little bit?
Yeah, I think, you know, for me personally, you know, I said working with the Rugby AM team over the last couple of years, there's, I think that there's something in the fact that, yeah, we're predominantly rugby league players, but, I was saying to Mickey, we sort of don't want to have the rugby, we don't want to brand ourselves as two rugby league guys who are talking purely about rugby league, because I just think that it can get a bit monotonous. There's a lot of them. So what we want to do is we want to try and bring guests in from other sports. It'll help if the rugby league fans, it's public knowledge that Stuart Pearce now goes regularly to the Warrington Wolves games. There's been publicity about Roy Keane saying that he loves rugby league. Michael Smith, who plays darts, he's a massive St Helens fan. Martin Murray's a St Helens fan. Yeah. Josh Warrington, boxer, who's a massive Leeds Rhinos fan. So, we need to sort of use those personalities to attract, if we've got a boxer on one week, then potentially we've got a new crowd, and also the rugby crowd as well. But it's about delving into, what makes those guys tick as well. What do they do? What do they want to talk about away from sport? Yeah, people want to hear about the sporting background, and a lot of podcasting probably heard the sporting story many, many times, but what are they interested in? What makes them tick away from the sport as well? Are they interested in astrology? That type of thing, and where can we delve into in that? And just get something that's a little bit different, and talk about the person. And I'm a massive fan of the Joe Rogan podcast, and I just think it works really, really well. It's such a relaxed atmosphere, and he doesn't, he touches on the background of the guest, but how it just sort of moves on to completely different random things. And I was saying to Mickey, I don't necessarily feel we should go down the scripted route and have a big script in front of us, because I feel like we'd be pretty good at ad-libbing it in some respects, and we're pretty got that emotional intelligence to see that where the conversation's going. We want some seriousness, but we also want a bit of banter as well. So yeah, we've got a good idea of where we want to go with it. And again, I don't think it's not just going to be focused on rugby league, because that's just one market. We want to sort of sell it to a whole range of people. In the pipeline, we've got plans to get businessmen on who don't play sport, but they're massive into sport, and they love the rugby league. Plans to speak to different sports personalities from different sports as well. So as Mickey said, the male and female game, get those guests in and have a chat. So yeah, that's where we want to go with it.
Also, we chatted to Woody the other day, and I said about our end goal where we could potentially lead to. We want to be the new Anton Deck, Woody, don't we?
Well, that's it. There's you see,
we want celebrity. We want get me out of here down under. We want to be on the Gold Coast 6 weeks.
Well, this is with me and Mickey. I mean, what you see is what you'll get, and our personalities won't be tailored. If we feel like throwing an F word in, we'll throw an F word in. It's nothing's going to be. We're not going to be unnatural. We're going to say it how we see it, and we're not going to have any sort of
like Roy Castle says, isn't it? Would it?
Yeah.
Say what you see.
That's Roy Walker, that.
Right. Hey, we're breaking records.
But that, I think that's where we'll go with it. I think we'll just be really natural, and we're not going to, if we've got a point of view, we'll put it across, and but the important thing is that if you've got a point of view, you've got to have a reason for saying it, and we can create debates on that, with guests and stuff, and I might get a bit feisty, you don't know.
I'll not get feisty if Martin Murray's on. I'll leave it to you.
Oh, no. Can I just say as well, potentially, we're looking to build some good relationships with a couple of sponsors. We're looking at getting 3 or 4 sponsors in the pipeline. So if anybody is interested in sponsoring the show and getting involved with us, then feel free to to drop us an email. It'll be posted at the end of this, and you know, we can contact and speak about potential, you know, relationships with you.
Always the salesman. Good stuff, boys. See you soon.
Brilliant. Thank you.
Thanks very
See you
much.
soon, guys.
Cheers, Dave.